And now I'm too drunk to talk about it in a sensible manner. So you're going to have to
set the scene.
You can set the scene.
Bailey and JC were in the
HOH room. Yeah.
I thought Sam's HOH room. No one's going in there unless they knock. Or is it
Maybe
actually
they'd
Scotty's
knocked.
at the moment?
Maybe they'd knocked. Oh, yeah, it probably was. Yeah, you're right. Continuity.
Yeah.
They're just shoehorning this in at a later date, aren't they?
So, little did we know there was such a thing as the M word.
So JC was saying, I'm 5 foot. He ain't 5 foot. He's 5'2". Come on, mate.
No, I don't think he is either.
So he goes, he's not a dwarf, he's just a short guy.
And we spoke about this ages ago. I
Yeah.
said JC's been going around saying that he's not technically a dwarf. The doctor told him he's just short. Well,
Yeah.
why has he got to wear kids' shoes then?
Gas! If we do have any short listeners, don't worry, I'm short too.
I used to be short. My nickname was literally Little Gaz.
Was it?
Yeah.
Are you tall now?
Not particularly tall, but... Not...
I never noticed you were short.
Exactly. You've not noticed I'm short, but I'm not, like, tall amongst men.
No, but I'm not into that. I'm not bothered about tall, short. Yeah, don't bother me. No, but I'm not. Some women are very hung up on that.
Yeah, they are.
I don't care
Especially
about
tall women.
that. Yeah. Well, that's fair enough. You don't want to go out with someone shorter than you, but I'm
Oh,
short,
yeah.
so everyone's taller than me, apart from JC. And even he's claiming to be taller than me. So basically, Bailey was asking quite a...
Right, how tall are you?
5'2".
And he thinks he's 5 foot?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh, you could lift me up like that. You'd have a job. You need a bloody cherry picker.
He's juggling. I see his arms shaking.
So Bailey asked quite a reasonable question, I think. She
She
like,
said-
is there a difference between a midget and a dwarf? But they blanked out the word midget, which I thought made it seem worse
More
than
offensive.
it was.
Oh, well, they blanked out so many words that you didn't know which one they were using by the end.
I know. I had to ask what the other word they were using was.
Faggot.
Yeah, it was faggot. But
Yeah.
they didn't. We didn't know, did we?
No.
But I said...
Well, yeah, we did, because we went, like, or for a gay...
Yeah, I didn't know that he said faggot, though.
Oh.
I don't know why I'm
What else
whispering
would he
that.
have said?
I couldn't work it out. I had to ask Twitter. But hold on, wait, because I said on BB UK. This is what I said on Twitter. On BB UK, we would not blank out the word midget, would we?
No, of course not.
No. But apparently midget is super, super offensive in America. But I don't think it's as offensive over here. It is offensive, but I don't think it's and it's certainly not as offensive as the N word.
No, of
By
course not.
quite a country mile.
Yeah.
But apparently it is very, very offensive.
That's interesting, because I feel like we would use that quite flippantly.
I do too.
Like, oh, I can't reach that because I'm such a midget.
Yeah,
or something.
yeah. And we have a sweet called Midget Gems.
Oh, you do.
Get them banned.
Technically, that's called dwarf gems.
No, short person gems.
Oh, yeah.
No, but
Little people.
So seriously, the question is this: before we get into it,
Yeah.
Well, there's a few questions, but comparably, midget, faggot, and N-word.
Yeah.
On the scale of offensiveness, I feel
N-word
like
comes first.
there's quite a big gap between those three, don't you?
Yeah,
How
surely like N-words in pole position.
Well, yeah.
Followed by faggot.
How bad?
Followed by midget. But is that because we're marginalising the issue? Because it's least. Because it's the smallest one.
Marginalised. Modify. This is bad. No, let's think about this sensibly. Right, M-word, that's awful. You can't even say that word. That's how bad that is.
Can I ask a question?
Go on.
About the N-word?
Yes.
And,
Why are you asking me, though? Because
well,
I don't think I'm the expert.
I know, but let's just go there anyway. Let's see
God,
how far we can push
Jesus.
this. You were having a discussion.
Yes.
On Twitter, you asked a question which I also asked, but this is going to come up later. And you were in a discussion with BB Team North.
I was.
And he said there was this distinction between the N-word with the ER and the N-word with a hard
an
A.
But how do you know when someone says it?
But what's the difference?
Well, one
the A is the, like, we've taken ownership and
just
it's like my
colloquial,
bro.
yeah,
my bro
like
kind
just
of
like
chat.
in a rap song or something.
Right.
Like Swaggy was saying it.
Yeah.
Like he was like, I'm going to evict all these N-words.
Yeah.
But how do you know when you say it if you're using the A or the ER? And also, white person shouldn't say either, should they? But
No.
then say what you really think.
To be honest, like, I didn't have a problem with JC using it in that context because he was listing examples.
Do you think so? It's true. It is kind of in a way taken out of context because there was actually a context to him using it.
Yeah, exactly.
There was a context in that
Exactly.
she was
And it
asking
was a
for an
comparison
example.
only. It wasn't like he was using it loaded with any kind of feeling.
It's true, but couldn't he have just said the M word?
He could have done.
And why didn't he?
Well, probably just the same as me. Like, I would have quoted Swaggy the other week.
Would you?
Because I would have just thought it's okay because I'm not using it with any sort of malice. Yeah.
I don't think it's okay for a white person to ever say that. And I'm not just saying that to be a little dick. I actually don't. I don't. It's not okay.
I mean...
And that's what Bailey said.
This is probably treading on some sort of...
No, that's fine, because people
ground.
can discuss with us about it.
But, like,
we've already discussed it.
I did feel that Bailey blew it out of proportion.
What are you saying?
And
Black
wanted
person,
to sort of
chip
turn
on
it
the
on JC more than necessary. Because he didn't mean it with ill intent.
I know that a lot of people do agree with what you're saying. But did you not see the look on her face when he said it?
Shock. Like,
She looked...
it's like you when you heard Swaggy used it on live feed, right?
Not even shocked. No, it was different. Because I was shocked. She looked hurt.
But I don't think he wasn't targeting it at her.
No, but it was just that use of just that word is very, very painful for black people to hear. It's very, very shocking. Like, I feel like a cunt talking about it because what the fuck do I know about it? But I was talking to Team North about this, going, "Oh, I've got black friends too." But I was talking to Dali at work about it when Swaggy said it, and I was like, "Oh, this black guy's saying it. Like, what do you think of that?" And she was like, "It's wrong." She said black people shouldn't even say it.
Yeah.
But Team North said. James said, "Oh, you should. If we want to say it, we'll say it." Which, well, he didn't quite say that, but he basically said, "Where's that fair?" which is absolutely fair enough. But some black people don't like it. But whatever way you look at it, it's not that difficult to just say the N word and not say that actual word.
Yeah, no, you're right.
It's not that difficult. And when JC went and reported back to level 6 about it, he did not say the word. He said the N word.
Well, because he learned a lesson. Yeah,
he said Bailey's upset because I said the N word. Bailey wasn't upset because you said the N word. Bailey was upset because you said the full word. So he kind of misrepresented it.
Oh, so you felt that when he relayed it, it was as if he had already said
as if he just said the N word, which he didn't.
Out of proportion.
Yeah, which he didn't.
Right, I get it.
But I do understand.
I do think Bailey milked this one though. So,
you're not the only one who thinks it. I think Laurie thinks the same as you. But to be honest, they were both. But then I feel like bad,
as if I'm trivialising the issue.
No, because
that's not my intent.
No, but when they did the making up scene, which JC had obviously been made to do,
we both felt inadequate.
Yeah, we're both been marginalised.
We're both why am I like this?
Yeah, we're both minorities. Blah blah blah. We both know what it's like to be picked on, and it was obvious that scene had been set up by Big Brother.
You think so?
Yeah, 100% JC had been told to go in there and apologise. But Bailey obviously has got some issues of people being racist to her when she was younger.
Oh yeah, she said she grew up in an entirely white community.
So if you've been told that word in a horrible context and have had it sprayed on your wall or whatever, damn right you're going to fucking bristle up when someone says it to you. And you just shouldn't say it. And also people should be primed. You cannot say this, this and this when you go in the fucking house. We do it over here. We throw someone out for saying that word. It's not that difficult to say this word, this word, this word, and this word are unacceptable. Do not ever say it or you will be out on your fucking ear. Yeah. And that should be it. Get the rule book out and just do it that way.
But that's not the way this game is. This one is like they're allowed to say whatever they want. That's not our views. So they wash their hands of it.
So they give them enough rope to hang themselves.
Pretty much.
Which I actually do enjoy watching. I do.
But at the same time, like in our Big Brother, once it's been let out and it's been said, the consequence later is also enjoyable because they're getting their sort of reaping the benefit. Not what I'm trying to say. They get what's coming to them basically. Like, there is a consequence for using that kind of thing, whereas here there's not. It goes unpunished.
And it's good to provoke the conversation as well to say why that's not acceptable. And they had JC in the diary going, "Oh, midget is not acceptable because blah blah blah," and Bailey going, "Oh, this isn't acceptable because we were oppressed for years and years and years." Yeah. So they had it kind of like, "Oh, hi thickos, you don't understand." I
suppose actually you're right. It led to a discussion, whereas our Big Brother would be like, "Sorry, you said that. You've got to get out
goodbye."
Now. Yeah,
you got to think a lot of American people probably don't understand what. I'm not saying just Americans. English people too don't understand why it is so offensive and so horrendous. But it's like
seems like I don't.
Yeah, but it's like midget. Are we even allowed to say midget? I think we're allowed to. Look, midgets have not been oppressed.
Only little people can say that.
Midgets have not been fucking sold into slavery for decades.
That's what you think.
That's why. Although they have been made to work in the circus. But, for fuck's sake. I knew we were going to fuck up on it. And I'm kind of glad we didn't watch this one live, to be honest, because I feel like we would have done a BB.
Also, always typecast as the dwarfs and the panto, aren't they?
Yeah.
Little people.
Well,
there was that documentary about those little people that lived together that all did panto every year.
Well, like Ewoks or something. We're just as bad. This is just no, but it's true. Like
I feel like I'm going to have offended people today.
No,
but
I don't. Honestly, don't think you've said anything. If you think she overreacted, you think she overreacted. It's nothing. You can't go. Oh, I just agree with Bailey because she's black.
Is, like I get.
Because I feel like people are thinking I'm just like, oh no, I'm just going to side with a black person regardless. But I'm not. It's good that you're offering the other side of it.
Because
I swear I'm not. I saw the look on her face when he said it, and I felt.
She was like,
I felt that.
No,
she was like, no, you can't say that. And I felt that feeling that she felt. I obviously didn't feel it, but I could see it on her face.
Okay, I watched this on my TV and it was quite pixelated, so I probably didn't pick up on that. However, like, I feel bad about trying to address it because I kind of talk from white privilege in myself.
I know.
Because like I'm kind of person who feels like sometimes we lend too much power to a word. For example, the word cunt. Like a lot of people think that's the worst word in the whole entire dictionary.
We throw that around.
We use it all the time, and I'm more like you should just use it in order to become accustomed to it.
But a lot of people find that a sexist word, but we don't use it that way in England.
No, that's true.
Well, some people do, but we don't.
But then I'm like, well, maybe it's actually good that black people have taken ownership of that word and now use it and change its meaning or change its context. Like, because I just think if you get exposed to it more and more and more, then it loses its power. We give a lot of power to that word, and I don't think we necessarily should because everything is just a fucking word. Yes, it's got associations and stuff like that, but
who are you to fucking say that?
But who am I to fucking say? Exactly. I'm just some cunt on a podcast.
No, but it's true because some people really, really hate the word cunt so much, and I personally enjoy using that word, and I enjoy most swearing.
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult, and we are coming at it of a place of ignorance, and we appreciate your feedback on it. Like, I had a good chat with Team North about it.
Yeah.
Kwame seemed to think you should be quite
allowed
entitled to say it.
But
and
he said,
no, you're not
what
allowed
did he
to
say? But I'm not sure if Gaz wants a soundbite if I'm using the N-word on the podcast.
No, he definitely does not.
But this is what was raised. Bailey said that she was asking a question, but JC was given a statement, and that's why it was wrong or different. And then I did question, like, would Bailey have had a problem with Swaggy using it or not?
I asked that on Twitter. I asked that exact question because I was interested in that, and I wasn't trying to be a troll.
But this is when Team North said about the distinction.
Team North said she didn't have a problem with him saying
right.
it. So that's interesting.
It is interesting
because
because if you feel that strongly about it, surely you'd want it eradicated across the board.
But then it's like, okay, but that's if we've been called that, then we can call ourselves. It's like queer, isn't it? You know, queer got reclaimed to be a positive word. It's like,
right, yeah.
Oh, I don't know enough about it to comment eloquently about it, but I want to understand.
Giving it a damn good go.
We've bloody tried, but Bailey...
And also, like, we're not going to shy away from talking about this kind of stuff. Like, other people might, and actually, we quite enjoy this topic, sort of topic of conversation.
We do, but I worry that but mind you, we talk about like transgender and all sorts of stuff that we don't know shit about.
Of course we do.
We try our best, don't we?
Yep, that's all you can do.
And if we are wrong, you can educate us.
So I was.
Go on. So Bailey said that was out of control, so that was interesting. I've put Gatorade in the background. He wasn't trying to offend her. He was trying to explain that he should just not have used that word.
Yeah, he probably, in retrospect, shouldn't have done because he got an earful.
But he was also being he wasn't being that apologetic about it at first. When they were in the HH room, he was being quite combative about it.
Really the kind of person to apologise, though, is he?
No, and he said, I was saying it in context, and I've put, there's no context for a white person to say that word. And he said he feels...
Which is where I think there is a context. I differ to you in that.
But I've said... He said he felt the same way about midget, but I've put, but midget doesn't have the same weight, literally.
No, it doesn't.
Smart ass.
But all of these words kept getting constantly repeated. Faggot and midget as well.
What did you think about Fessy and Scotty just sitting there? I'd love to have known what they said afterwards, because they were in the room.
Oh, I didn't even realise.
Yeah, and especially Fessy. He's a person of colour.
Yeah.
So and he did go and cuddle Bailey later, didn't he?
Don't remember that.
Yeah,
either.
He did. Yeah.
I got something to add to this. I was watching this on my TV, which I don't
which
I don't normally do. And my boyfriend was in the room, and he was not really paying attention to the whole episode until this debate kicked off.
Oh,
so
I'd love to hear
he
this.
stood up. He sort of like his ears pricked up, so he was like watching the TV, and he went, is this a kids version? I was like,